Who else has a stash of old baskets that they're crying out for a refresh? Let's get creative and give them a stunning makeover. Home decor, DIYs, thrift flips, dupes, hacks, and more. Welcome to CEJDIY. I'm gonna be working on this old thrifted basket that I purchased for only $3 at 50% off at my local thrift store. And as you can see, they put a tape on top of this wooden cover of the basket, and with this tape, partial of the cover is damaged. So I'm removing the tape all the way out, and we're gonna make it over. I really like this design of this fabric that is covering part of the basket. I'm gonna remove this fabric, I'm gonna wash it off, and maybe sometimes in the future we're gonna use it again. To make it over, I have this nice fabric in my stash purchased from Hobby Lobby on clearance, and I'm gonna give it to my mom to sew a beautiful ruffle coverage for the basket. Now I'm gonna be working on the wooden lid. I am just spraying it with the water until it's all soaked, and I'm gonna cover it with wipes all over, and I'm gonna let it stand for like half an hour so this paper can be removed very easy after that. Now that the lid after half an hour is nice, wet, and soaked, I just grab my scraping knife and I'm going over to remove all the paper that this cover came with. After it's all nice, clean, and dry, I'm gonna cover it first with a primer on the both sides. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna cover it with a white chalk paint. I will be doing the same thing on my basket. First, I'm covering it with a primer, and then I'm covering it with the 2 good coats of a chalk paint. Now that my lid is all nice and dry, I'm gonna be adding some embellishment to it. I'm gonna be adding these new ribbon transfers from the IOD new collection. It's called Fairy Tale Florals. As I'm going through the pages, the one that caught my eye and it's perfect for my basket is this navy floral bouquet, and it's gonna be just the perfect look for it. I am adding my transfer right in the middle of my round lid, and with the scraper tool I'm going over to release the top sheet and make this transfer just simply stunning. To purchase the IOD collections, you can always go to Unicorn Does Design website, Sammie or Kim from My Victorian Heart. You got all the links in my description box, so if you like to purchase some of the items that I'm using today, you can check out the links that I posted. Now I want to see how my basket is gonna look with adding this new lid, and I really love it so far. And look what my mom saw. I love it. She just made it just perfect like the original one. She's a professional tailor. She knows how to sew and make everything, and why not? She made it just beautiful. So I'm putting it back to the basket and giving the new look to the basket, and you're not even going to recognize the old one versus the new one. This one looks like we went to the store and we bought it off some high-end boutique. As a top coat or to seal my basket, I'm just giving this nice clear DIY wax all over my lid and my basket, and this makeover is complete. I am so excited for another Thrift Flip Road Trip Challenge hosted by my darling friends Trish and Kay, crafting cousins, Sammie Unicorn Does Design, and I am honored to be their guest host this time. So let's see what they got to say.
Welcome to the Thrift Flip Road Trip. In today's video, we are participating in an open challenge hosted by Unicorn Dust Designs, Crafting Cousins, and special guest host ceejdiy. Here, talented creators breathe new life into old items. But wait, there's more. We are thrilled to announce that this month's playlist will have a special giveaway with 5 lucky winners. Prizes include a deluxe easy bow maker from Buckeye Girls Lifestyle, a craft tool kit from Lady Red Crafting, a mystery box with crafting supplies from DIY Next Door, and 2 wood craft kits from Crafting Cousins. To enter, just watch the July Thrift Flip Road Trip playlist and comment your favorite project from each creator on their video. You must comment on every video to be eligible. Mark your calendar for July 27th when we will announce the winners on our community tabs. I'm sorry, due to shipping costs, giveaway is open to U.S. residents only. Don't miss out on this chance to win, and be sure to spread the love by following the playlist link in the description box below.
My next makeover are those 2 old baskets that they're thrifted, and I purchased them for $1 each at 50% off after I removed their price tag, clean it well, and I am covering them with primer. 1 good coat inside and out. I'm letting it dry, and then I'm giving it 2 good coats with a white chalk paint inside and out. I'm gonna let it dry, and in the meantime I'm working in this new IOD bow mold. I'm adding a cornstarch and creating bows with air dry clay. First, I'm working with the clay in my hands to get it nice, warm and smooth, and after it's nice and smooth, I'm just adding it to the mold and working through the molds. I'm also using my brayer to smooth out my clay just to make it nice and smooth, and that's it. Super smooth and easy, and we're gonna have amazing bows for our baskets. I am painting my bows with this navy Dixie Belle mineral paint, and I give it a 2 good coat until they're all covered with this beautiful paint. My mom made me 2 ruffles from the same fabric that I used on my first basket, and I think this was just a perfect idea to add those ruffles on top of my baskets and give them the beautiful French country shabby chic new look to them. I'm just adding a hot Gorilla Glue, just a little bit on 3-4 parts on the basket, and I'm just gluing the fabric to it. And look at this beautiful ruffle. It looks like it was made originally like this in these baskets. Now that the baskets are done with the ruffles, I'm adding a tacky glue on my bows, and I'm gonna glue those bows in the middle part of my basket. I'm slowly adding the bow in the middle part of the basket. I'm repeating the same step on my second basket, and we have a brand new look for our baskets. To seal my baskets, also to add that little detail that this beautiful bow mold came with, slowly I'm just distressing it first with my chippy brush, and with adding this white DIY wax, You have all those beautiful details that these bows have, and also I seal my baskets with this wax, and this is how they look. Another amazing potential for makeover is this old basket, also purchased for like $1 or $2. What I'm gonna do on this one, I'm gonna remove that middle part of this weaving reed so I can give it a new look, and I'm just removing all that. I'm only gonna keep those buttons that weaving reed came. I'm removing the handle so it will be easier for me to paint it with my plier, and then I'm gonna put it back and I'm gonna clean up well, and then I'm gonna cover the basket with a primer and with a white chalk paint as well. I have also sealed it with a white DIY wax, and now for the middle part where I removed that weaving reed, I'm cutting off a portion from this same fabric that I've been using for my other basket, and I'm just cutting off just enough a ribbon so I can add it to the middle part of this basket. Now that I cut off the ribbon, it's a little bit thick, but not a problem. I'm just gonna fold it in half, and then I'm gonna go through those lines and I'm just sliding it off just like so. Super cute, simple and easy, and a brand new look for this old basket, and nobody's gonna know. To make the ribbon nice and smooth, I'm just using my scissors, just adding the ribbon between the weaving reeds, and just with a little bit of paint and just one embellishment, you're gonna bring old basket a brand new life. Now that the fabric it's all inside, I just added a glue when the part of my ribbon ends. I cut off the extensions, and I'm also gonna add the handle. I also added those buttons that the original were. I only paint them white and glue them where I added the fabric. Another amazing mold from the new Iron Orchid Design release is this new Persephone goddess mold that is stunning, and everybody should have it. You can make amazing, beautiful things with her. So I'm gonna make her with the air dry clay, and beautiful part as a decorative item in your homes. I'm adding a cornstarch, and slowly I'm working with my air dry clay and adding it on, and we're gonna have a perfect look. I'm zooming her up close to you so you can see how amazing she is. Josie and Sally made an amazing collection this year. I wanted to have everything that they released this year. I was so impressed. I saw one of those creators, Ellen J, that she's making like a dots with the bottom of the brush just to avoid all that crackling from the molds when you're making. So I'm doing the same thing like she did, and here she is ready to be added to my glass jar vase. So with adding this, we can make a beautiful historic concrete vase. I'm adding a concrete glue from Dollar Tree, and now I'm just gluing her in the middle part of my jar and let it dry for a couple of hours. Now that it's dry, I'm covering the jar with the mold with the primer first, and then we're gonna give it a 2 good coats of a chalk paint. To bring that concrete look, I'm just adding a 1 spoon, 1.5 spoon of salt wash, and mixing it with the chalk paint, and then with the sponge brush I'm just gonna dab it over around my vase, and I'm gonna do like a 2 good coats with it. I'm also using the lid that jar came with. I'm just covering it with a golden matte finish from Folk Art, and I'm gonna let it dry. And now with the matte finish and with my fingers, I'm going around my figure and all that beautiful details that she came with her hair, and on the side I'm just distressing it, and I'm gonna go over the whole vase with it, giving that old golden look to it. Not a lot, but just a little bit. When the lid is dry, I'm also gonna be adding this flexible molding trim that I got in my stash, and I'm just gonna add it on the side of the lid just for extra embellishment. Also on top, I'm gonna be adding one of those Dollar Tree doorknobs. I just poke a hole in the middle of this lid, and I just added the doorknob just to look beautiful and high-end. I also grabbed my mini distressing brush, and with the golden matte finish paint I went over just to bring all that concrete look to detail on the side and make it cohesive with my statue. And that's it for this makeover. Another amazing thrifted item that I found was this little vintage lantern, and I wanted to make it over, but then I saw that you can fill it out with a paraffin and you can use it. You can light it up inside, and I decided to leave it as it is. I'm gonna put it as a decoration, but you never know. I'll buy some paraffin, fill it up, and light it up. Another amazing vintage thing is this Delaware mini bottle that it says 1774, and I didn't want it to touch this one. I just leave it with the tag. There is some names on that tag, and it's gonna be just a perfect decorative detail. My mom gave me this vintage silver tray that one handle was missing, so I decided to make it over as a decorative piece. I just cover it with a primer, and then I'm adding 2 coats of white chalk paint. I'm gonna let it dry, and then after it's dry, I'm gonna be adding the new inlay IOD collections. I cut off the pieces that I like to be added to my trays, and now where I wanted to add those paint inlays, I'm just adding another coat of my chalk paint, and then slowly I'm adding my paint inlay bouquets to it. I'm adding one of those bouquets on the bottom. When you're working with the paint inlays, make sure your paint is wet, or you can add it even with a Mod Podge, but also you gotta cover it like I'm doing with a wet towel on top of it, and then I'm gonna let it dry. I'm repeating the same step with my second paint inlay in the middle part. I'm adding it, and then slowly with my fingers and with my decoupage sprayer I'm going over, and then with my wet towel I'm just dabbing it slowly, and then I'm gonna let it dry. And then at the end I'm repeating the same step with my third inlay on top. Now that I added all my paint inlays on my tray, I'm gonna let them dry just for a few hours, and when it's dry I'm grabbing another wet towel, and then I'm gonna go over slowly dabbing the wet towel until I can release the paper sheet of my inlay, and we can use it another time as well. And the most satisfying look is when you remove your paint inlays and you have an amazing transfer on your surface. So beautiful, so unique, and everybody's gonna love this new makeover. I am sealing it with a white DIY wax, going over with the brush, and then I'm just gonna use a towel to just remove the excess, and then the edges we're gonna add some black DIY wax as well. And then at the end, I didn't record that part, but I also added a golden matte finish around the edges just to give that old vintage look to the tray. And that's it for this quick and easy makeover. I got this huge tag in my stash and I wanted to make it over. I love the sign, but it's gonna look better when I make it. So I cover it with the white paint because we're gonna decoupage this amazing tea towel from McKenzie's Child, and I'm just cutting off just enough to fit in this tag, and simply I'm just gonna decoupage it with a matte finish Mod Podge, and I'm also gonna seal with a matte finish Mod Podge to have the nice beautiful coat. And we're gonna cut off the excess from this fabric, and we have a perfect decoration for our home. It is super easy when you decoupage fabric instead of paper or rice sheet or any decoupage sheets. When you adding a fabric, you don't need to worry about no wrinkles, no bubble. The fabric is so nice and smooth. You're just going over with the fingers as much as you want to smooth out the fabric. You cutting off the excess, and then I'm adding back those bee tassels that this tag came with, and that's it. Not even 5 to 10 minutes and you have a brand new look. this beautiful vintage mini horsey. It's gonna be a perfect detail for our decorations. I only pay $1 for it. I removed the price tag, I cleaned it well, I painted with a primer and with a chalk paint, and now I'm sealing it with a white DIY wax, and that's it. Just a brand new look. I am just giving him a new tail with this twine, and I'm gonna glue it on the back, and perfect new look for this horsey. And we came to the end of this episode. I would like to say thank you to my darling friends Trish, Kay, and Sammie for having me as their guest host in this amazing thrift flip road trip. If you like to enter for the giveaways, check out the playlist linked in my description box along with their channels. And until next time, my darlings, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or want to share your own DIY experiences, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more DIY content, and I'm gonna leave you with the Bible verses. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ephesians 2:10. And until next time, my darlings, blessings. Bye-bye.